All right, NBA fans, following Thursday's sports wagering action, we're now 5-0 in our last 5 board member tier package bets on BrockPage.com. And if you want to access today's board member tier package bet, the link for that play is in the description section below. Just remember, guys, if you sign up for my board member tier package here today, you're actually going to get access to that membership every single day all the way through the end of April. And as an added bonus, when you sign up for the board member package, you're immediately going to get full access to all the cheaper memberships on my webpage absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. So you're going to end up getting access to every single bet that I give out on that website every single day all the way through the end of April. Now, guys, we're also 2-0 in our last 2 $1.99 daily best plays on that very same website. And if you want to access today's $1.99 daily best play, the link for that bet is also in the description section below. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, I'll explain a little bit more about it at the end of the video. But with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some NBA free picks. And we're going to start off with the Sixers taking on the Raptors, Game 4. And that's going to be a 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off on Saturday, April 23rd, 2022. Now, Philadelphia is -3 with a total at 213.5. But despite being up 3-0 in the series, the Sixers are probably going to finally end up going up against a Toronto team who should be fully healthy in the series. Looks like these guys are going to be back in action here. The Raptors have also been very tough defensively in the Scotiabank Arena this season. I know they're down 3-0, but they haven't made it easy for Philadelphia. And once again, these guys are very good at home. They're allowing only 106 points a game in front of their home fans. And they've also done a real nice job defensively late in games as well. Now, as a matter of fact, the Raptors are currently in the top 5 in the NBA in fewest third and fourth quarter points allowed, respectively. Now, offensively, OG Anunoby, he's had a pretty good series thus far. He's averaging 24 points a game in the playoffs, along with 4 boards and 48% shooting from three-land. Meanwhile, Pascal Siakam scoring over 18.5 points a game himself in the playoffs, along with 6 boards. Now, they're taking on a Philly team who's, believe it or not, actually amongst the worst in the NBA in offensive rebounding per contest. The Sixers are currently in the bottom 3 in the association in that particular category. When it comes to the scoring in this one, the Sixers also tend to shut it down late in games. They actually find themselves in the bottom 10 in the NBA in fourth quarter scoring. Now, injury-wise, Matisse Thybulle, he's out for being unvaxxed. Meanwhile, for Toronto on the other side, looks like Scotty Barnes has been upgraded to probable. That should definitely play a role underneath the basket. He's been pretty good rebounding the basketball. Now, total-wise, both games 2 and 3 of this very series fell under the posted number. Toronto also saw 6 out of their last 10 meetings with Philly fall under the line. Meanwhile, Philadelphia saw 5 out of their last 9 divisional road games stay under the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Toronto +3, keeping this one close, in the under 213.5. Next ball game, it is going to be Mavericks taking on the Jazz, Game 4. That's going to be a 4:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Dallas is up 2-1 in the series. Having said that, though, it's actually Utah who's -4.5 with the total at 211. The Jazz gave up entirely too many points in games 2 and 3. And that's even with Dallas playing without their leading scorer, Luka Doncic. As a matter of fact, it's Jalen Brunson right now who's averaging 32 points a game in games 1 through 3, along with 41% shooting from three-land. Meanwhile, Maxi Kleber, he's drilling 67% of his three-pointers in the series. He's also averaging over 17 points a game. Now, defensively, on the other end of the court, Dallas plays arguably the toughest defense in the Western Conference. They're allowing only 104 points a game, and they're currently in the top 3 in the league in defending the 3-ball. Now, they're taking on a Utah team who's had significant problems covering the point spread this year. They've covered only 3 times since March 20th, and they've also gotten the job done against the number in only 17 out of 42 home games. When it comes to the scoring in this one, the Jazz were held to just 104 points or less in 2 out of this series' 3 games. As a matter of fact, their highest scoring performance in this series resulted in an 8-point loss. Now, injury-wise, Forrest is still questionable for the Jazz. Meanwhile, for Dallas, Ntilikina and Brunson are both listed as questionable for them, and obviously Luka Doncic, he's questionable. Brunson actually should end up playing. I actually saw some reports he's been upgraded to probable, but Ntilikina and Doncic, they are questionable, although Dallas has been able to win without those guys, believe it or not. Now, total-wise, Dallas averaged 110 points a game in their last 10 meetings with Utah. So if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. Now, Dallas has also gone 5-0 to the over in their last 5 on the road. Meanwhile, Utah on the other side, they saw 4 out of their last 5 in their own arena get over the line themselves. The Jazz are currently 18-9 to the over against the Western Conference at home this year. I'm going to lean toward Dallas plus 4.5, keeping this one close. And the over to 11. Next ball game, Celtics Nets game 3. That's going to be a 7:30 Eastern start time. Now, Brooklyn's down 2-0 in the series. Having said that, though, Brooklyn's still the 4-point favorite in this one, with the total at 223. Now, when it comes to defensive play, the Nets simply haven't been good enough in this series. They're already in the bottom 10 in the NBA in points allowed per contest at home. And speaking of home games, the Nets have been absolutely terrible covering the number inside the Barclays Center this year. Brooklyn's currently just 9-33 against the spread in their own building this season. That's good for only 21%. Now they're taking on a focused Boston team who's led by Jason Tatum, who's averaging 25 points a game in the series, along with 9 assists. And when it comes to shooting the basketball from 3 land, Tatum's also drilling 42% of his shots from downtown. Meanwhile, the old man, Al Horford, he's knocking down 63% of his 3 balls. He's also scoring 18 points a game in the playoffs. And speaking of scoring, Boston has had little issue getting to the basket on the road this year. These guys are actually in the top 10 in the NBA in road scoring, and they're amongst the best offensive rebounding teams in the game right now. Now, when it comes to the injury report, Williams is still out for the Celtics. Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, Ben Simmons, he's still out for them. I tell you what, we heard a lot of Ben Simmons talk this week and last week. Still haven't seen him. Wow. I don't know how he's warranted so much credibility. But anyway, total-wise, Brooklyn saw 6 out of their last 8 divisional home games get over the line. Meanwhile, Boston 7-1 to the over in their last 8 divisional contests on the road. I'm going to lean toward Boston plus 4 and the over 223. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Grizzlies taking on the Timberwolves game 4. And that's going to be a 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Memphis is up 2-1 in the series. They're also -3 on the road in this one. Totals 233. And I'll tell you what, these guys are now starting to hit on all cylinders. What an amazing comeback in game 3. The Grizzlies have also been really good on the road this season. They're 27-15 straight up while traveling. 64% against the number in those road games. When it comes to the scoring in this one, Ja Morant's averaging over 23.5 points a game in the series, along with 7 rebounds, 9 assists. Meanwhile, Desmond Bane continues to shoot well from long range. He's making 41% of his three-pointers in the postseason, along with 19 points per contest. Now, the Grizzlies are currently averaging more points per game than any other team in the association right now. They're also leading the league in offensive rebounding. They're taking on a Minnesota team who does not rebound defensively well at all. They're currently in the bottom 5 in defensive boards per contest at home. They're also allowing nearly 114 points a game. Meanwhile, offensively, Minnesota's actually had some significant problems shooting inside of the target center. They're in the bottom 5 in home offensive field goal percentage. And they've also done a bad job shooting the 3 ball in front of their home fans. Now, when it comes to the injury report, Tilly and Aldama are questionable for the Grizz. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, Minnesota's gone 61% to the under against Western Conference opponents at home. While the Grizzlies went 3-1 to the under in their last 4 while traveling. I'm going to lean toward Memphis -3. And the under 233. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are currently 5-0 in our last 5 board member tier package bets following Thursday's sports wagering action. I like Toronto +3, under 231.5. Give me Dallas +4.5, over 211. Give me Boston +4, over 233. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we're also 2-0 in our last 2 $1.99 daily best plays on brockpage.com as well. And if you sign up for our $1.99 daily best play here today, you're going to get full access to that membership every single day, all the way through the end of April. I'm going to lean toward Memphis -3 in the under 233. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content every single day all the way through the end of April. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet that I give out on that website, you're going to want to sign up for my board member package. Not only do board members get access to the board member tier bet itself, they actually get access to every single wager that I give out on that website every single day, all the way through the end of April. It's an all-inclusive membership. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Friday or Saturday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.